Okay, so this article is called Winning with Doug Goelz, and it's spelled Goels, but for some reason he wants it to be said Gills. Doug Goelz is a father, a proud father, beaming over his daughter Darcy's 2009 law school graduation. We are winning with Doug Goelz. The race to civilization will not stop at Pacific County. If it seems a bit shabby, a bit third world, wait no more. The California fires are sending fire refugees flooding over the Pacific County, Washington border by the tens. It's worth the money. Keep paying. The trees keep leaving by the truckload. Perhaps it'll be a desert tomorrow. Californians aren't the answer to all the world's problems, but when it comes to Pacific American Third World County, USA, we are winning with Doug Goelz. I spoke with the confident yuppie anarchists at Portland's Resistance Ecology Conference about my anthropological researches into Methland, USA, Pacific County, Washington. I spoke of metharchy. What is metharchy? Is it ruled by meth? Ruled by the rules of meth? Methamphetamine über alles? Perhaps I exaggerate. Or no, here is why it matters. There are sunny spots in the pink smoky sunset with blown over smog from California and China. There are lovely elders worth protecting from crisis at Safe Haven or anywhere else. What ran this slum so into the ground until it took a tactical response? We are winning with Doug Goelz, as his daughter has environmental law under her belt. Sometimes you worry a law degree is only available to the rich children of lawyers and judges. Doug Goelz most certainly would not foist Safe Haven slumlordery over on his daughter, so why does he foist it on me? Now, the bureaucratic pass-the-buck fun will never end. Health can blame city can blame state, DSHS can blame solid ground, USA can blame me. But the fact of the matter is, nobody is protecting disabled adults in Pacific County from pernicious slumlordery, except Natalie St. John. On its face, it appears yesterday that Doug Goelz let Safe Haven slumlord Susan Odell's apartment manager, Robin Eaton, off the hook for assaulting me. Another assault victim's auto collapsed in flames on the way to court. The slums of Sweden are luxury watertight compared to this quasi-American third world in Washington, R.I.P. Olof Palme. Doug Goelz politely let slumlord's henchwoman, Robin Eaton, walk in and out of her lies. I explained Ocean Beach Hospital MD McPherson thought I should seek justice on Yelp. I asked Doug Goelz if he ever had injuries to his fingers, which impair his ability to perform daily functions without pain, such as work on the computer or driving a car. He winced a little. As he reoriented himself within the spectrum of Robin's misstatements that she did grab my hand, then that she didn't. My witness was unable to attend court due to her auto exploding on the way under a suspected act of sabotage. Now, Robin never wanted to tell me her last name. Leave that to Long Beach, Washington police officer Mortensen. Robin Eaton will not give me contact info for the landlord Susan Odell, even if I'm screamed at about "take it up with Susan," as if there is a yellow brick road to the Wizard of Oz. As if Robin Eaton isn't deliberately hiding the whereabouts and contact info for slumlordess Odell. Now, Odell told me on June 18, 2014, I've cost her $7,000 in fines and repairs, what within a quick 46 days. I have to admit I found the figure exhilarating, even if I never see a penny of it personally. I feel better that fire safety and cockroaches are beginning to be addressed. Yet Robin's snarky witness liar Marilyn Yon kept saying, "Oh, this has nothing to do with Robin. She needs to take it up with the landlord." Robin Eaton's foul mouth, "The judge can go F himself," daughter, cried out in the courtroom, "Just say you don't understand, Mom." This is the same daughter who said on camera after the first assault, "The judge can go F himself." So winning with Doug Goelz does not mean that the judge can go F himself. In metharchistic Washington, you may feel you are winning with rage, winning with vandalism, with bullying. My fingers were crushed due to trying to intercede as Robin Eaton bullied Rory Sequoia. As he got more worked up, his profanity increasing, I tried to hand an Eratipus business card to Marilyn Yon, who claims to be an advocate for his disability. She is not, however, concerned about the cockroaches or mold or sewage problems at Safe Haven, and she spitefully covered for the cockroach scenario and the mold and sewage leaks in the cabins at Susan Jane Odell's slum. Now, ideally, I never would have moved into this circle of hell. Robin lied in court, saying I did not pay rent. This is untrue. A street sign painted by Benjamin Pickering was agreed with the landlord to be paid in full with 1 month's rent. Now, this doesn't mean that the metharchists at Occupy Safe Haven wouldn't put screws under my auto and the auto of Robin Eaton's other assault victim so she could not help as a witness in court. It does not mean that they would not retaliate by hurling the invective B word when I walked by post-cockroach spray. Metharchy is one of the strange problems in domestic violence-ridden Pacific County, where women beaters get to reside with their victims in federal property. Oh no, they don't, Mary Ann, write that letter. Now see, we are winning with Doug Goelz because some rule of law is better than no rule of law. Even if the methocratic aristocracy perjure themselves in Pacific County law shack on Sandridge, law is, of course, an intelligence apparatus, and we are winning with Doug Goelz. We know Ben Pickering was sent to do time for a crime committed by the Barefoot Bandit. We know who was killed in Pacific County. We know things aren't perfect. We know Jason Killam strangled his mother and got away with it. We know Robin Eaton crushed the fingers of Mary Rose Lenore Eng on behalf of slumlord Susan Jane Odell. I calmly referred to the property as a crime scene. The cockroach sat on my right like a paperweight. I thought of what Tammy, the other Robin Eaton assault victim, said about the cockroach in Robin Eaton's office, how she crushed it and wiped it away. I felt like just another cockroach going to court. Except I'm harder to crush than a cockroach, even if she did crush my diplomatic eratopest card-holding knuckles. I thought of Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis, and how Robin Eaton crushed and twisted my knuckles, and how my index finger doesn't work properly anymore. I thought of the New York Times article on local corruption muckrakers in small-town Russia, whose fingers are crushed to stop their blogging, beaten within inches of their life. Robin Eaton tried to crush me, but I am not a cockroach to be crushed so easily. We are winning with Doug Goelz because a lot of this emerged story is emerging. On its face, Doug Goelz gave Robin Eaton a blank check to assault more victims. Who knows why my witness's RV exploded on the way to court? Does anyone suspect foul play from the Safe Haven Mafia? Crisis support was disappointed. I said it feels like these people are trying to cannibalize me. They want to lynch a white woman. They want to burn someone at the stake, and I'm it. It's a normal reaction. Xenophobia, hostility to Californians, hostility to Oregonians, hostility to people who can speak English. I'm afraid of Americans. But what nobody, not even I, understand about the Washington territory is that it bears so little resemblance to that hodgepodge United States of America, it might be called Red China. And if Doug Goelz be Mal and Meth Head Kim Pickering has cozied herself up to him regarding her telling me he smokes crack with minors, it will all work out in the end. As Ben Pickering explains, they feed humans to the fish in Ilwaco. South Bend prosecutor David Burke said there's no money to investigate crime in Long Beach, Washington. Boy, does it show. But there are good people, like the undercover sheriff's deputy deployed after Robin Eaton crushed Mary Ang's knuckles, like the undercover deployed when the chainsaw was used as a scare tactic after the illegal toxic fire, like the female undercover or woman cop in training who smiled at me from a cop car on the chainsaw day. We are winning with Doug Goelz. So will Doug Goelz allow Kimberly Pickering to steal a computer purchased with my mother's money? Will Doug Goelz allow Kimberly Pickering to continue using her disabled brother to commission deadly assaults? Who knows? He'll probably just act condescending and disgruntled, give the case to the insider. But what I noticed is he had really had fun yesterday. I think he really enjoyed his role in having a little assaulting slum manager assaulting her tenant trial. The story was getting good. He kept saying he could not rule on the revised Code of Washington landlord violations. Indeed. Winning with Doug Goelz. Maybe Pat County commissioners want to hear about it, whichever one is not embezzling Pat County. Corey Darwin Johnson was arrested last night around 5 p.m. His attacking Ben Pickering with an electric guitar to the head and getting away with it in Pacific County in 2013 gets on my last nerve. Meth kept them warm all winter at Safe Haven, said the former meth dealer who failed to notify me about the cockroaches. All she had to say was cockroaches, and I never would have moved into Susan Odell's slum at 1310 Pacific Avenue North, Long Beach, Washington, 98631, Cave Ad Emptor. I wasn't afraid of the crime scene where Marvin Nelson supposedly killed himself on April 7th, 2014 in a 75-minute standoff with Pacific County Emergency Response, but I'm hella creeped out by cockroaches. Many thanks to Mold Test Company for proving Safe Haven is unsafe. If the mold test and eratopest diagnostic pushed Robin Eaton over the edge, oh well. On June 18th, 2014, with a bucket of roach spray slop in her hand and a cigarette in her other hand, Susan Odell said, "I thought you were a soul sister, but then you cost me $7,000. Okay, that's it.
Marry that.
You want to respond on camera or off camera?
No.